Most agents lose hours building presentations from scratch. This training shows you how to use everyday AI tools to build a clean, compliant, client-ready insurance presentation in under 20 minutes. You are not learning to design slides. You are learning to direct a tool that builds the slides for you. The skill is the prompt, the structure, and the edit pass that makes the deck sound like you. Here's why this matters for your income. Every presentation you delay is a meeting you push back, a seminar you postpone, or a client review you skip. Speed of preparation is one of the quietest leverage points in your business. Agents who can turn around a custom Medicare overview, a final expense walkthrough, or an annuity comparison in under an hour run more appointments per week than agents who spend a half day on every deck. The math is simple. Faster prep means more time in front of clients, and more time in front of clients means more applications written. The fear that holds most agents back is not technology. It is the worry that AI will produce something generic, something off-brand, or something that crosses a compliance line. That fear is fair, and we will solve it head-on. The technique you are about to learn keeps you in full control of every word on every slide. Step 1 is choosing the right tool for the job. There are 3 categories worth knowing. The first category is text-to-slide generators. You type a prompt, and the tool produces a full draft deck in under 3 minutes. Gamma, Beautiful.ai, and Canva Magic Design all do this. They are best for first drafts you intend to edit. The second category is conversational AI. ChatGPT, Claude, and Gemini do not produce slides directly, but they produce the structure, the bullet copy, and the talking points. You then paste that into your slide tool of choice. This is the path most experienced agents prefer because it gives you the most control over wording. The third category is your existing slide tool with AI features built in. PowerPoint Designer and Google Slides have generative options now. If you already work in those tools, start there. The learning curve is the smallest. For most insurance agents, the highest leverage workflow is to use a conversational tool to write the content, then paste it into Canva or PowerPoint to design it. That is the path we will build out for the rest of this training. Step 2 is the prompt framework. A weak prompt produces a generic deck that sounds like every other agent in the country. A strong prompt produces a deck that sounds like you, with your client in mind. Every prompt has 5 parts: role, audience, topic, structure, and tone. Miss one of these and the output drifts. Role tells the AI who to act as. You say something like, "You are a licensed insurance agent, presenting to a small group of pre-retirees in your local market." Audience tells the AI who is in the room. Age range, the products they currently have, the questions they tend to ask, and what they are worried about. Topic is the specific concept you are presenting, not Medicare in general. The difference between a Medicare Advantage plan and a Medicare Supplement plan, in plain language, for a couple turning 65 next year. Structure is the slide flow you want. Title slide, agenda, problem, solution, comparison, action step. Tell the AI exactly how many slides and what goes on each one. Tone is the voice. Conversational, warm, plain English, no jargon. If you do not specify tone, you will get corporate filler that sounds like a brochure. Put these 5 parts together, and you get an output that is 90% ready before you ever open a slide editor. Here is a real prompt you can adapt today. You say something like, "You are a licensed insurance agent presenting a 30-minute educational session to a group of 15 people, ages 62 to 68, who are within 2 years of Medicare eligibility. Build a 20-slide outline that explains the difference between a Medicare Advantage plan and a Medicare Supplement plan. Plan for roughly 1 slide every 90 seconds. Use plain language. Avoid industry jargon. Each slide should have a clear headline, 3 short bullets, and 1 talking point I can read out loud. End with an action step that invites the audience to schedule a one-on-one review. That single prompt produces a complete starting draft. From there, your job is the edit pass, which is where your judgment as a licensed professional separates a real presentation from a generic one. Step 3 is the edit pass. Most agents stop too early and ship a deck that sounds like a robot wrote it. The AI draft is your first draft. Make it sound like you. Read every slide out loud. If a sentence does not sound like something you would say in a kitchen across from a client, rewrite it. The goal is your voice on every line. Cut anything that crosses a compliance line. AI tools do not know your state regulations. They do not know current CMS marketing rules. They do not know which carrier names you can use in a presentation and which you cannot. Scrub for 3 things. 1. Any guarantee about a specific premium, benefit, or carrier action. Replace with phrases like, plans in your area generally offer. 2. Any comparative claim that positions one product as better than another. Use neutral framing that lets the client decide. 3. Any specific carrier name in a marketing context if your state requires a scope of appointment first. Always check current CMS guidelines before using carrier names in a marketing setting. Add your own examples. The AI will give you generic scenarios. Replace them with stories from your own book. A real client who switched from a Medicare Advantage plan to a Medicare supplement and saved on out-of-pocket costs. A final expense client who locked in coverage at 68 and has had peace of mind ever since. Specifics build trust. Step 4 is the design pass. Once your content is locked, the design should take 15 minutes, not 2 hours. Use a single template across every presentation you build. Pick one font for headlines, one for body, and one accent color. The same look every time. This is how you build a recognizable visual brand without hiring a designer. In Canva, start with one of their business presentation templates. Apply your brand colors once and save it as your master. Every future deck starts as a copy of that master. In PowerPoint, do the same with a custom theme file. Build it once, reuse it forever. The fastest agents are not the ones with the prettiest decks. They are the ones who never start from scratch. Step 5 is the talking points layer. A presentation is not a script. The slides are visual support. The words you say are the actual presentation. For every slide, write 2 or 3 sentences in the speaker notes section. These are the words you will say when that slide is on screen. Not a script to read, just a reminder of the point you are making and the transition into the next slide. Almost no one does this, and it is the difference between an agent who reads slides and an agent who delivers a presentation. Clients can read the slides themselves. Your job is to add the context, the story, and the next step. Here's how this comes together in practice. You have an event next Thursday with 12 people in a community center. The topic is annuity basics for pre-retirees. Monday morning, you sit down at your desk. You open your conversational AI tool, paste in the 5-part prompt, and you have a 10-slide outline in 3 minutes. You spend the next 20 minutes on the edit pass. You rewrite 3 headlines in your voice. You replace 2 generic examples with real stories from your book. You scrub 1 slide that had a comparative claim that crossed a line. You spend 15 minutes on the design pass. You drop the content into your master Canva template. You adjust spacing on 2 slides where the bullets ran long. You spend 10 minutes writing talking points in the speaker notes for each slide, 2 or 3 sentences per slide, not a script. Cues. Under an hour total. A presentation that sounds like you, looks polished, and is ready to deliver Thursday night. Common mistake to avoid. Do not let the AI write the close. The last slide of every presentation has to come from you. The action step, the invitation to schedule a one-on-one, the offer to review their current coverage, that is your business, not the AI's. Write it yourself, every time. Another common mistake. Do not skip the read out loud step. If you do not read every slide aloud before the meeting, you will hit a sentence in front of the client that does not sound like you, and your credibility cracks right there. Your action step today. Pick one presentation you know you need to build in the next 2 weeks. Right now, before you close this video, write down the 5-part prompt for that presentation. Role, audience, topic, structure, tone. 5 lines on a notepad. Tomorrow morning, paste that prompt into your AI tool of choice and run the workflow, from prompt to finished deck in under an hour. The next time a client asks for a presentation, the next time you have an event on the calendar, the next time you want to test a new product line in front of a small group, you will not lose a half day to slide building. You will have a system.